What's up? I'm Troubleshoot. In this quick guide, I'll show you how to set up a SkyFactory 5 server so you can play with your friends completely for free. That being said, before we get into it, this video was sponsored by Apex Hosting. If you're looking for a fantastic Minecraft server host or any other game for that matter, I'd highly recommend you check them out. With super low latency, powerful DDoS protection, automated backups, and fantastic customer support, Apex Hosting are a fantastic choice. Click the first link in the description down below. Check the coupon code in the top right. Currently, it's Apex25 for 25% off your first invoice. Click Get Started, choose your Minecraft edition or any other game for that matter, customize your server, and order now. In just a few moments, you should have your own powerful Minecraft server set up. A huge shout out to Apex Hosting for sponsoring this guide. So without further ado, let's begin. SkyFactory 5 released in January 2025, and in order to play this with your friends, obviously you'll need to download and install the CurseForge client where you can launch up the game, but to download the actual server files where you can host your own dedicated server, head across to the CurseForge page linked down below. Scrolling down, you should see the latest Minecraft server packs. Choosing the latest one, followed by download, or inside of CurseForge, head to Minecraft followed by discover, search for SkyFactory 5 and select it here. Simply choose this button over here to download the latest server pack. Either way, you'll end up with a roughly 300 meg zip. Simply open it when it's done downloading and extract it to a folder where we'll keep our server. For me, I'll make a new folder on my desktop called SkyFactory 5. We'll drag everything out of the zip into this folder, then you can delete the zip and get started with our server here. So, first of all, we'll start by running install.bat. If you're on Linux or Mac, use install.sh here. Running install.bat should start downloading Forge and a couple of other things. We'll just need to wait for this to finish. Once it's done downloading, press any key and now we'll need to scroll down and open user jvm args.txt. Simply use Notepad. In here, you'll see XMX4G. By default, and recommended by the modpack developer, your server should have at least 4 gigs of RAM dedicated to it. You can give it more for better performance, especially with more players, but of course there is a point with diminishing returns. To find out how much RAM you can give your server, hit Ctrl-Shift and Escape to open up the Windows Task Manager. Here, head across to Performance on the far left, followed by your memory at the very top. Here, you should see how much RAM is installed in your system, how much is available, and how much is used. You'll have more like 16 gigs of RAM with 5 used, leaving you with 11 gigs available. Of that 11, if you're planning to only run the Minecraft server, you can give it 10. I'd recommend leaving just a bit of extra RAM free for headroom for things like browsers, Windows, etc. So, with 11 free, I'd give it 10. However, if you're planning on playing Minecraft, especially this mod pack on the same PC that you're going to be hosting the server on, remember to leave space for that too. So if you have 11 gigs of RAM free, you can give the server 5 and the Minecraft client 5. Or, if you're going to be hosting a server with a few people, maybe give the server 6 and your Minecraft client 4. Again, we're still leaving 1 left over for Windows. However you choose to slice it, inside of this file here, just customize XMX something G to be how much RAM you want to give the server. So for example, 6G to give the server 6 gigabytes of RAM. I'll give it say 12 as I've got a huge amount of RAM left over. I'll save this file and close it. Now the last thing to do is to use run.bat over here. Now at this point, either your server will start up or you'll see some kind of jar error. If you see some kind of jar error, you need to make sure that you have Java 17 installed. In the description down below, you'll find a link to this page. Simply make sure yours says your correct operating system, in my case Windows, JDK version 17. If yours looks like this, simply choose right over here x64, the MSI button here. This will download the Java 17 installer. Just open it up and click through it as you would any other installer. This will install Java 17, and once it's done, you can head back to your Minecraft server and use run.bat once more. Once it's run successfully at least once, you'll see this. Press any key to continue. You need to agree to the EULA to run your server. Close this, and inside of your Minecraft server folder, you should now find EULA.txt. Open this with Notepad and change EULA equals false to EULA equals true. Save this file and close it. Now, the next time we use run.bat, our server should start up for real. So there we go. I'll leave this starting up, and I'll actually start up my client too, so we can join it and play it. Once your server's started up and your game, head across to multiplayer, add a server, and use 127.0.0.1 as your server address or localhost, one word. Choose done, and now we can join our own Minecraft server. So here we are in game on our server. As you can see, we've joined here, and in order to give ourselves admin so we can change our game mode and stuff like that, inside of your server console, type in op space your username, in my case, Techno. When I hit enter, you'll see I'm now an operator, and we can use /game mode, creative, for example, or we can teleport around and things like that. Obviously, this game world looks very different to other mod packs you've probably seen. There's a very unique thing about this mod pack in that we'll slowly, as we progress, unlock color again, so that's pretty cool. If it's caught you off guard, that's why. Anyways, at this point, it's just us playing on the server, and nobody else can join us, even if they're sitting next to us connected to the same router. How do we fix that? Well, there's two things we need to handle: the firewall and port forwarding, but we'll get to that in just a moment. First of all, the firewall. In order for someone on the same network, or even a different network, to join us, we need to make sure first that our Minecraft server can speak to other computers. In order to do so, we'll need to allow it through our Windows firewall. In the description down below, you'll find a link to my webpage that has this block of text over here. These 4 commands allow our Minecraft server to access the network on port 25565 to receive and send TCP and UDP packets so other people can play on our server. Simply just click the copy button here, then hit start and type in PowerShell. Run this as administrator. When PowerShell pops up, simply hit Ctrl-V to paste all 4 of these commands, and then hit enter a few times to make sure that everything runs. Once this is done, you successfully allowed your Minecraft server through your Windows firewall. At this stage, someone sitting next to you should be able to join your server. In order for them to do that, inside of the same PowerShell window, a command prompt, or terminal window, use the command ipconfig, one word, and hit enter. This will show you all the different networks you're connected to. Find the way you're connected to the internet, in my case, Ethernet adapter Ethernet, and right below it you should see IPv4 address. This is your local IP. In my case, 192.168.1.50. For someone sitting next to us to join us, they just need to take this IP, and inside of their SkyFactory 5 client, head to multiplayer, followed by add a server, and add the address 192.168.1.50. Once they do that, they can now join your server if they're connected to the same router as you, or local network. That's good, but what about people trying to join our server over the internet? Well, that's a little bit more difficult, but it's still relatively easy. All you need to do is log into your router, head across to advanced, followed by security and port forwarding, application forwarding, or something along those lines, and here you're able to port forward your Minecraft server to make it accessible over the internet. You'll have in and out, internal or external ports, or something along this line, where we can enter the number 25565. Do the same for both in and out, internal or external. As you can see on my screen, it requires me to type in 2 numbers for each. As we just need 25565, I'll enter the same number in both of these. Then for the protocol, we can choose TCP or UDP, and sometimes both of them combined. If you have this combined option, choose it. Otherwise, add it once for TCP and again for UDP. Then our local IP, part of it's already filled in for me, 192.168.1.something. All that I need to do is fill in the last few digits from our ipconfig command. I'll copy 50 and type it in here, add new, and just like that, our Minecraft server is successfully port forwarded. This, of course, was just an example, and for you, it'll look slightly different. You may need to Google a guide on how to port forward with your particular router, and if you have multiple routers connected together in a chain between the internet and you'll need to port forward at each step along the way, pointing slowly towards your actual computer. If you need help with that, you'll find a link to multi-router port forwarding and a much more detailed guide on port forwarding linked down below. And of course, assuming you've already port forwarded correctly but nothing is working, check to see if you're running some kind of third-party firewall software. Oftentimes, antiviruses will come with firewalls built in that need to be manually adjusted to allow port 25565 through, or if you've done all of that correctly and still port forwarding isn't working, try calling your ISP to see if they allow allow you to port forward. Sometimes they block it until you call them and they just tick a box allowing you access to port forwarding. It's super simple. At that point, you can simply Google what is my IP and send that address to your friends where they're able to join your server and play with you. That's pretty cool. Now you can enjoy your own story through the SkyFactory 5 Skyblock world and find your own color. That's pretty cool. But anyways, that's really it for this quick guide. So hopefully you found it useful, and again, a huge thank you to Apex Hosting for sponsoring this guide and so many more. My name's been Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao.